Good afternoon. Here we are at ILA, the Berlin Air Show, and we have none other than Sergei Sikorsky, the son of the great, iconic Igor Sikorsky, the scion of the family, which gave the brand helicopter what it looks like today. And let's start with talking to him, and let's understand what he feels. How is it to be a part of history, and how is it to have become Sikorsky, and from Sikorsky LM. And I'm sure it's going to be a lovely chat we have with him this afternoon. Sir, over to you, sir.
Well, I think that I could best start by saying that my father, as a small boy in Kiev, then part of Russia, had a dream. Now this was 1898, 1900, probably 3 years before the Wright brothers were flying. And in this dream, he saw himself walking down a narrow corridor with open little cabins to each side. And he walked to the window of one of these little cabins, looked out, and with a shock realized that he was in a flying machine. This was, of course, when every reputable scientist could tell you that flying in a heavier-than-air machine would forever be impossible. The dream stayed with him. And then in 1908, he was vacationing with his father in a lovely Bavarian town called Berchtesgaden, and there in a hotel, which no longer exists, there in the Stiftskeller in Berchtesgaden, he read the first newspaper reports and the first photographs published in a newspaper of the Wright brothers' demonstrations in Le Mans. That then 16-year-old boy turned to his father and said, I want to build airplanes. I want to go and dedicate my life to aviation. That is exactly what my father did. He, as probably can be retraced, he started building his own airplanes. He started to design his own airplanes in 1908 without knowing how to design them. He built them without knowing how to design them, to build them, and then he would climb into the airplane and try to fly it with never having been in an airplane before. And so, of course, as he said, with very great predictable regularity, number one crashed after about 10 seconds in the air, number two crashed at about 30 seconds in the air, number three lasted almost 3.5 minutes of flying time before it crashed. But he taught himself how to design airplanes, he taught himself how to build, and then how to fly them. His career in Russia is marked by the building of an impossible aircraft, namely a large 4-engined aircraft capable of carrying up to 8 passengers. This was considered impossible at the time. Igor Sikorsky had the dream, and he built this airplane, and it worked. After the revolution, my father came to the United States, started there in the United States, and he first became very famous working on giant flying boats, many of which were used by Pan American to pioneer the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. In 1938-39, he came back to that first love of his, the helicopter. And in 1939, he flew his first experimental one-place helicopter. After that, it became history. Today, Sikorsky Aircraft is one of the prime design and manufacturing centers of helicopters, I would say, in the world. But I would say also that up to the last of his days, Igor Sikorsky was very proud of having built and designed and built the first practical helicopters. But most importantly, I know, because he mentioned it to me, he was proudest of all of the fact that the helicopter became a unique instrument for the saving of human lives. And today we are very, very touched by various calculations, but it seems to be true that the helicopter that Igor Sikorsky perfected has saved well over 2 million human lives since that first little machine took to the air in 1939. It is a heritage, it is a legacy, but it is also a source of great pride to me personally when I count up every day. You can read in the newspaper somewhere something went terribly wrong, and the only machine that could be used to save human lives or to bring them out of danger was the helicopter. The helicopter today I see as a monument, a living, breathing monument to the life and to the work of Igor Sikorsky.
Thank you so much, sir.